Well,
Can I, if I may, if y'all don't mind, I would like to walk next to this. You said it was Lena, correct?
Yes.
If you don't mind, the one who sweetly woke me from my nap. I would like to walk next to that one. The rest of you, to be honest, I don't really like you all.
Why don't you take it easy there, champion? I'll walk between you and Lena. Very convenient that you wake up and want to take out the leader of the Conatus, okay?
Oh, Isaac, it's fine.
If you must.
Tessian will pass out torches to everyone, whether they need it or not, though. There are 8 torches, and there are not 8 of us, but he will make sure all of us have something from this room.
Okay.
Before we continue.
That works.
Cool.
And Lou, as you walk towards Lena, with Isaac eyeing you the entire way, your form sort of reverts to the way it was on the glyph.
Oh.
As you approach her towards this exit going forward, you see yourself basically coming back to the way you were. It's maybe slightly faded compared to when you were first seen on the glyph itself, but it's a marked improvement over where you were on this side and light years ahead of the side towards the exit.
Huh.
Can I say it again?
Yes, you may walk with me. Let's go, everyone.
I'm like the dad who like walks between his daughters like in the day when they're holding hands.
Have her back by 9:30.
I'm just gonna get myself right here. Yeah, you're fine.
Leave room for Jesus.
I've heard that a number of times that's actually canon now. So
Yeah, it turns out this is actually a Christian
Apparently.
episode.
I'm a heathen because I worship Cord.
Yeah,
You are.
false gods.
Truly.
Damn pagans.
You guys gonna head forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So marching order sounds like Lena and Lou and Isaac basically in lockstep, even though there's really only room for 2 across. You guys can squeeze fine. It will be a little tight, but it's doable. And then Karash behind, Tessian, both.
Yeah, we can. Because
Yeah.
it's two people can fit per spot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. How you guys moving forward? Like slowly, decently slowly, quickly, running, Naruto running?
I would say decently slow. I would urge decently slow and keeping an eye out for traps.
Yeah, that's my pace too. Even though I looked in here earlier, I'm still gonna be fairly careful. As we're
Yeah,
going
and you had a
through.
pretty clear view of like the next 60 feet, but obviously the hallway, Vision, what are you doing? Don't do this, camera. You had a pretty good view of the next 60 feet, but the hallway extends beyond that, so you can kind of keep an eye as you go. Everybody make a perception check, please.
3.
let's. Are
I'm looking Luca up and down. I'm just like, interesting.
15.
27.
Are you gonna try and sleep with
know.
everyone today, Tessian?
Tessian's still horny.
That'd be an 18 on my end.
An 18.
I got a big 6.
Hey.
Karash, you're doing great, sweetie.
So Lena, taking point for a variety of reasons, but also just because this is near and dear to your own heart, you kind of keep an eye on things going forward. You are among the most perceptive of the group, the most perceptive, really. And you're just doing your best to make sure, okay, like we got through the last time. It wasn't really skin of our teeth, but we faced some adversity along the way, so I'm going to be like on top of stuff. I'm going to watch as we go. So you in particular, as you're heading down this hallway that's not terribly long, with the torches that are lighting up this area now between the group of you, you can see that if you another few hundred feet up ahead, there appears to be another door. But along the stretch of the hallway, you see nothing out of place. Nothing, again, sticking out of the walls or jutting out in a weird way, or that it might be a depression switch on the floor. None of that stuff. It appears to be a clean hallway.
Okay.
And as you guys keep walking across, there is another door, similar to the one that you guys came through, on the opposite side of this hallway.
Is there any writing over this door?
There is not.
Okay.
But there's also not really any room for it. The door is relatively flush with the height of this particular chamber.
Okay.
There's maybe a foot in between it, but there's not a ton of room for writing anyways.
Okay. Can I turn the handle?
You walk up to the door, turn the handle.
Mm-hmm.
It gives. It's not locked.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna-
if you push the door open,
Mm-hmm.
on the inside you are in a surprisingly small room with a surprisingly large stone golem. The floor appears to be dissected into a 4x4 grid. And it's unlike these past chambers that have seemed to have been cut out of the rock. This room, almost unnaturally so, has ground on it, some grass, dirt. And it basically lines up evenly with the door frame. On the other side is still rock leading up to it in the hallway. And entering into this room, which has a higher ceiling, it's almost as if you're walking on ground in the forest, except without the trees or the roots. But there's the first grass you've seen since you got in the Still Valley area. In this room, it seems to be growing just fine. On the far side, this stone golem has a pretty massive head. It stands basically ground to ceiling. The ceiling's about 20 feet tall, and its head takes up about 7 or 8 feet of that on its own. It's almost disproportionate to the rest of its body.
Okay.
And there does not appear to be any other doors in the room. Kind of taking a quick look around the exterior. The walls also appear to be made of the same substance as the ground. Dirt-like, earthy. There's some grass and growing alongside the wall too, which is kind of bizarre. I mean, it's not. We're not talking like Escher painting stuff where it doesn't make sense, but it's just kind of like, that seems a little weird.
When you said a 4x4 grid, is it actually gridded? Like there are grids?
It is, yes. Okay. You can kind of make out the lines between each of the square sections in this 4x4 square on the ground. They almost look like they've been dug in with a stick, but they're more uniform than if somebody was doing it haphazardly, but they look like somebody just kind of drew across the dirt in a way to sort of mark each of the sections of it.
Are the walls the same? Are they kind of bisected like that as well?
They are not.
Okay, just the floor.
The walls do not have the same lines crisscrossing them.
Is the golem in... Which of the grids is he in?
He is basically taking up the two on the far side directly across from the entrance. So as you guys kind of enter the room and you're standing on maybe those first two, because you know the one of them is bisecting the entrance of the doorway basically.
Yep.
He's in a similar position, although again with his somewhat grotesquely large head, but he's standing basically with one leg in each of the two squares on the far side.
Okay.
I'm assuming you guys enter the
We
room.
file into the room? No.
Yeah.
Lena, as you step in, there are two things you hear. One of them is the door slamming shut behind you
Okay.
and latching from the sound of it.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Or
Great.
be inside.
Welcome to the shrine of the silver monkey. Wait, what?
And the stone golem, his eyes light up,
Oh God.
and his head slowly, like with some like dust cascading off as it moves, seemingly for the first time in a while, this big head looks down at you, Lena. Says, "Answer me these riddles 5, or you may find you won't survive."
Okay. Oh God.
Well, at least he's giving us a chance.
So, he waits for a response for a moment.
Okay.
It's just
I
his
guess.
eyes are just beaming down at you the whole time. Just
God.
kinda like,
Okay. I don't even know what to say here. I just.
Put my hand on your shoulder and like, you got this.
Okay. I nod and then I say, do tell your riddles then. I'm ready.
Are we allowed to help, or does it have to be her who answers alone?
"You can talk amongst yourselves, but she best be the one to answer. It is her show, after all."
Understood.
It's very eloquent.
"Why, thank you." Has keen hearing. Big ears, you see. Says, "Right then, first one. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters?
Becomes shorter
Jeopardy
when
music
when you
plays in the
add
background.
2 letters.
It'd be short. It'd be short because you add the ER. It would become shorter.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Is that
Bottom
the
row
answer we
certainly
want to
got
go with? Yeah.
Crash got it, but he wasn't going to say crap because he can't spell worth a dick.
Yeah, he might be disappointed in this room, for the record.
Okay. Get approval from everybody?
Don't. It's your show, as the nice Golem has said.
Okay. So I answered that the word that it's short because it gets shorter when you add the 2 letters, the ER. I just try to. Yeah. Right? I don't know.
Answer
Self-confidence, Lena.
Conviction, please.
Okay.
As I say, does this golem have to be Regis Philbin right now?
Okay, so try to rephrase that a little more. Yeah. I'll rephrase that a little more clearly then.
So your final answer is?
My final answer is the word short.
And you can see like he's got these recesses. He doesn't have actual eyes, but there's these recesses kind of carved in where his eyes would be. And they're kind of glowing this yellow as he's been looking down on you this whole time.
Okay.
You can see them kind of like shine a little bit brighter for a minute.
Okay.
And he goes, yes, you got it, of course. Yeah, it's an easy one. But, all right. Here's your reward. And you watch as the 2 squares in the back corner of the 4x4, basically the 2 that are next to him, drop.
Oh. Okay. That's terrifying.
Okay, we
So there are-
maybe we group up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes,
just-
we do
yeah.
need to do that.
I take a seat on the floor and I get out some jerky, start chewing on it.
So 14 squares remaining. Says, all right, that was an easy one. Let's hit you with an oldie but a goodie. What word starts with E, ends with E, but only has 1 letter?
I,
You
right?
guys, it's
Yeah.
Okay, so I tell him I. That is my final answer.
no. Hold
Oh.
on. Excuse us.
Hey, she said it was her final answer. Who are you?
Last time, with all respect, Golem, you did ask her, is that her final answer? I thought maybe it would get the same thing.
Well, I was hoping not to have to, but very well. Talk amongst yourselves.
It begins with E, ends with E, and is 1 letter. That's envelope. Correct, guys? It's not.
Oh.
I.
Yeah,
How
that
would-
is 1 letter.
How would
Actually,
I
Both seem to fit.
even be the answer?
Oh, I
Because
don't know.
I is a single letter. Assuming if you mean an alphabetical letter, not a real one. And I will point out that you could fit multiple letters in a single envelope, but I'm sure that's not the riddle. You might be right on this one.
See, this is why I hate riddles, you guys.
This is the
But-
Conatus
but-
you were hoping for?
I guess here's what I would say. If we say I, like the letter I, then it no longer has the E on either side,
Well,
right?
that's why I said I-E-Y-E. That was my answer.
Homonyms.
Go with whatever
But-
one you think is true.
Well, I don't know. I just went with the first thing I said. It was the first thing that came to my brain. I don't know. What does everybody else think?
I mean, envelope's pretty good.
This is always my favorite part. It's been too long.
You know, I appreciate you allowing us to talk through the answer.
Well, it only seems reasonable. Don't want you to fall to your death without a sporting chance.
I like this guy. I trust you more than I trust this guy. Pointing to Lou.
If I may, I actually side with the gentleman over here. And he points at Isaac.
Gentlemen might be a stretch.
A riddle, of course it's a stretch.
No, I said gentleman might be a stretch.
Yeah, he's impugning his character, not the solution.
Yes.
Okay.
Isaac may have a point.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I mean, both are really good answers to the riddle, I gotta say. but I'm going to side with envelope.
Okay. I'll go with envelope then.
Are you sure?
I
This
mean,
is fine. Don't second guess. This is what he does. It's good.
final answer. Yes, envelope.
Kind of just stares at you for a second. Eyes beaming, grinning like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got that one too. Yes, very good. Yes. I kind of was hoping you'd go with the other one, although I would have given you partial credit. But yes, envelope. Yes, yes. Damn. All right, well, off with you then. And you watch as the next two squares on that same line, basically away, like on the sides of the room, plummet.
By the way, we are like scrunching up on the middle lines.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Says,
I'm sitting in the same spot.
Can't wait for you to plummet.
you have already plummeted. It is a shame.
There is no featherfall in your future.
All right, enough wordplay. Let's mix it up a bit, shall we? When you carry a barrel full of water, what can you add to make it lighter?
Holes.
What?
You can add holes to because the water leaks out of the holes.
That's what I think, at least.
That's
Can you say that one more time?
Sure, where else do I
Sir,
have to be?
please.
When you carry a barrel full of water, what can you add to make it lighter?
Yeah, that holes makes sense.
Yeah, that is good.
Probably the best answer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with holes.
Are you sure you want me to make more holes?
You set that up.
Believe it or not, I actually just thought of it.
Oh my god, I am totally calling the golem as a dad joker.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why he's here when you're here.
Ah.
Yes, holes, very good. Hit two more, and this time he actually smashes his hands down on the two of them, and they go.
Oh. Okay.
How close am I now to the edge? The ever getting closer edge?
I mean,
It's not getting well. Assuming we walked in on the same spot.
Yeah, we're doing them on the exterior.
The sides are disappearing, not behind, not next to us.
yeah. So I mean, you're closer to the sides that have gone now. So,
But if we fail and he gets rid of more than two, then you might be in danger. Yes.
All right, well, very good. Yes, all right, through that one you did. Two more to go. What say you about this one? I know a word. 6 letters it contains. Take away 1, and 12 is what remains.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Take away one. No, you know what? We'll write it down.
Yeah, I do.
You had
wanna write
enough to
that
deal
down.
with. You have to memorize all. How do you find these riddles? Do you create them on your own?
It's a gift.
Yes,
You've got a lot
impressive. So, Tessian, you're writing it down.
Let's see.
Oh, the riddle.
No, it was.
I mean,
it was take away 6 letters it contains.
6 letters it contains.
I know a word. 6 letters it contains. Take away 1, and 12 is what remains.
I'm not the best for this, guys.
Yeah, is it math or is it riddles or is it words or what is it? Crash doesn't like any of these subjects, but Mike does.
I'm trying.
All right, Lou, time to carry your weight here.
Give me a moment. Hang on. I need to open up Notepad. I think I know the answer to this one, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, an obvious answer could be dozens. Take away 1 letter from dozens, 6 letters, right? Yeah.
Okay, so it fit. My answer does fit, but it is somewhat of an obvious answer. So this will be up to you guys. If I may, I'm going to keep doing that because I'm kind of pushing myself in this group. The word 13 has 6 different letters in it. T-H-I-O-E-N. 6 letters. You take away 1 from 13, you got 12.
13 has 8 letters.
It does, but it's got 6 different ones. T and E both repeat.
That makes sense, I think.
I mean, it's very well could make sense, but the word
Isn't
dozens
point-
has 6 letters as well.
isn't
Go ahead.
isn't the point of a riddle to confuse you by not making, like, cheating on some rules or something?
I think about your question again and ask it in a better way, Karash. Excuse me. You, Sir Golem, did not specify 6 different letters. You said this word has 6 letters.
He did not specify not 6 different letters.
Okay.
either.
Is this what we're going to do? I'm sorry. So it is.
I think it's a solid answer from Luke.
Okay. The riddle is a word that has 6 letters. You take 1 letter away, and you're left with a dozen. Right? That's the riddle.
Yes.
So
Yeah, makes 12. I guess I'm not sure if they mean like 12 letters or like the dozen, like what you're saying of like.
To be clear, yes, dozens is also an answer that fits the answer, the riddle.
Well, this is.
I will
annoying.
say, if the golem said 6 different letters, then that would change things, but he just said 6 letters. I'm afraid. Personally, I would be afraid that Lou's answer, while clever, might be overthinking it.
Isn't that the point of a riddle? Okay, I don't understand.
Are they both? I think they both have merit.
Yeah, this is the problem. Is I have to pick one now.
Shall we have a vote?
Sir Golem, if you wouldn't mind, we're terribly sorry, but
Yes.
you appreciate the company, maybe, right?
Sure, it's been a while.
Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind just repeating the riddle verbatim just one more time.
Certainly. I have to go back to it. I know a word, 6 letters it contains. Take away 1, and 12 is what remains.
It's
Choosing between the two, I choose dozens.
I think I do too, now hearing it again.
I also choose dozens. Thank you, Lou. You know, you're growing on me, I will say, if we're being honest. Maybe this was a trust exercise.
Golem, my answer is dozens.
brace.
I know.
You want me to remove a dozen of these? There's only 10 left. Are you sure about this?
Quite.
Yeah, you'll
I
you'll
appreciate
fall.
your commitment to the bit, I will say.
It's all I have. Yes, dozens is correct. Yes, dozens. I like where you were at with that other one, though. That's a pretty good answer, but it would have been a bad one. And you watch as the final 2 in the corners now fall away. So you basically had this strip from door to golem of 8 squares. He's occupying 2 of them. And you guys are now in whichever of the ones. You can decide if you want to move around or whatever, but he says, well, our time is quickly coming to an end. A shame, really. But I have a long one for you. I really get to show my chops for this one. Hope you're ready.
I would like to take a note. Just one. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. 4 travelers sat down to play. They played all night till break of day. They played for gold and not for fun, with separate scores for everyone. When time came to square accounts, they all had made a fair amount. Can you the paradox explain? If no one lost, how could all gain?
Excellent. Let me tell. So 4 travelers sat down to play. Played all night till break of day. Played for gold, not for fun, and then that's where I kind of got lost. You don't find for the rest.
It happens a lot, yes.
It's a long one. It's
It's
good.
a longer one, and it's quite poetic.
Yeah.
With separate scores for everyone. When time came to square accounts, they all had made a fair amount. Can you, the paradox, explain? If no one lost, how could all gain?
Oh boy.
It's my favorite.
It's hard to pinpoint exactly where the area of focus should be.
I missed like 3 lines in there after I tried to. Hang on. Sean, can you do yours again?
Absolutely.
Once you said.
4 travelers sat down to play. Played all night till break of day. Played for gold, not for fun, with separate scores for everyone. When time came to square accounts, they all had made a fair amount. Can you, the paradox, explain? If no one lost, how could all gain?
Okay, so the first lines read: 4 travelers sat down to play, played all night till break of day, played all night till break of dawn.
Played all night till break of day. Played for
Break of-
gold, not for fun.
Oh, okay. Played for gold, not for fun. Okay, I got it.
I actually had a group die on this one.
Fantastic. information.
Shame, really. I wasn't rooting against them, but down they went.
If I may, it seems that the golem is taking out the border. If we're sitting on the edge of the room and we give our answer, we might lose after all.
That's fine. We're going to get the right answer.
Yes, Tessin
But-
takes a step forward anyway, so that he's in the middle 4.
I'll gesture for us all to go into the middle. I think that's a
I'm going to keep
Smart.
eating my jerky. I'm going to sit and I'm going to
Oh.
look at this thing.
God, it would be so hilarious if you died because of this. That's it. That was what it was. It just had to be, all right, yeah.
He
why
died
not?
like he lived, eating jerky.
God. That's the, okay. I were they playing against the house? No poker players here. Okay, never mind.
sorry. We didn't have much riddles and games and such back home.
That's if you play against the house, the house's money is what you win instead of. I'm just saying that would be okay. Yes, no poker players. Fine.
I can see Karash have an excellent poker face.
Oh, what do you think he did with all his free time on a boat?
Mhm.
That's one of the few things he's actually supposed to be good at.
That plus his charisma makes him an excellent liar. Well, he wants to be.
More like he would. It would bend truth, but
I
that's
was trying
fine.
to look for like numerical values in each line. We have 4. I don't know. All night could be 12 hours. I don't know about gold. A score is a number.
20.
Thank you, Karash. When time came to square accounts, maybe that's when we.
Literally, we're squaring each account, so it's
Could
2
be.
times
But then
squared.
fair amount. What would that might not have an analogous item. So I don't know that I'm on the right track. We have paradox.
2 physicians,
What?
Could yeah.
pair of docs, 2
Yeah.
physicians.
Oh.
I think I'm going down the wrong path here. What do you think,
This
Tessie?
is how we
What do you
die.
have so far?
Not much. There's almost no way that they could start with an even amount of gold and end up with more for each person. Which the gain implies, so unless we are not understanding the nature of what it is they're playing.
Oh God.
The important thing is that they're not playing for fun, otherwise the enjoyment would be how they all gained. Friendship and all that, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yes, French. Uh-huh. I'm just staring at my notes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
I
to
bet
the
Grail
Anachroschism.
could get this one.
I don't
Actually, I know you miss Grail, but...
But whatever, we're over it.
Well, so Golem, I'll say to you, considering we did pretty well on the first 4, is there any clues you can provide, like a max number, or is this just what we have?
What is the first 2 lines?
4 travelers sat down to play, played all night till break of day.
I mean, it's possible that 4 is FORE, but that doesn't really make sense.
Because they're golfers.
Golem says, I like you guys. So sure. Your Genasi friend might be on the right track.
Yeah, it actually...
Repeat it then.
I
Tessian?
mean, I was just basically saying it's like, what are they doing? Like, what's the nature of this?
I mean, they might not be playing a card game.
They may not be playing any number of things. It has to do with what it is that they're doing that they can square up and gain for gold. I mean, like, is there dancing or some other activity, something that they could play that would net maybe a profit or something? Can you play for gold and gold not be money?
Chips aren't even usually gold. That's not a thing. And maybe Baccarat, but I don't remember now. But that's still the house, and if the house,
I don't think it's a game. I don't think this golem is a master of, the many different parlor games that you can find across Aramea.
There might be something to. He might be giving us some clues in the first couple of things. Is they were sitting down to play, and they played it took all night until the next morning. Were they playing Monopoly?
it's fuck yeah. I was gonna say it.
Monopoly.
The game never
They're
ends because
playing
no one will hit
Monopoly.
that goddamn Park Place with the hotel on it.
Not supposed to build hotels anyway. It's not an optimal strategy. God. This is dumb. This is
Is
so
it
dumb.
like playing...
Were they all playing music for tips?
There we go.
They
had a score-
separate scores.
for
Everybody was playing
everyone?
different music.
Everyone was playing a different music.
Oh.
They were playing for gold, not for
Oh, that's
fun.
annoying as shit.
And when
That's
they all
it.
squared their
So, yes,
accounts,
Braille would have known this.
I'll tell you why, because I had just started like playing stocks, like the stock market.
the what?
It's a we have investment in this world. There are certain things that fit, but I will say music fits much better, especially with the exact words of the scores. Playing itself is more applicable to music than the colloquialism of playing stocks. So
I mean, I think that's the best I can come up with. 4 people, they were 4 musicians sitting
I
down
think
for
you
tips.
absolutely got it. Right
Makes
on the head.
sense. I mean, it's annoying, but that's the nature of a riddle.
He's right.
Yeah.
That is the nature of a.
Trail off here angrily.
Okay.
Luca walks forward to the next group of squares in the middle of the room.
That's good.
Yeah. I'll give Isaac a last look, see if he wants to maybe walk up with us.
I'm fine right here. That's the answer.
Okay.
Okay, I will say, even I know that the tiles have been getting smaller even as we got it right. Am I on one where even if we get it right, I'm going off the edge?
Very, very likely, yeah. If you were right where we walked in, it's so there are 8 squares. All the ones on the side are gone, which means the only ones that are left are the ones in the middle strip. So if he's occupying the farthest 2, and the door is occupying the ones where we entered, this middle 4.
Well, I'll just, Chris, what I know from the tile that I'm on that I need to move.
It depends on which ones he kills off. There's no way for him to tell you that. He could drop himself down the pit.
If we're correct, the only ones that he could reasonably drop would be to drop 2 on one side or the 2 in the back.
Yes. Yeah.
Because unless he's a complete dick and makes a jet place for us to have, we have to jump across, which would be ridiculous. But
I mean, again, he could drop himself, and there
I'm
could
just
be a
having trouble
door farther down
visualizing
or
in my
something like
head,
that.
That's all.
Here, like this.
Yeah, draw for him real quick.
This is where we were. This is where we started.
Let him decide.
Oh God. So
how about we just ask him which 2 are going to fall next? He didn't say we can't
He's
ask.
killed all those. So all we have is
True.
this strip in the middle. He's here. This is the door. So like this of these 8, which one is he going to get rid of? So if you're occupying the back here, he's been killing off all the ones on the sides.
Oh, that's probably right. Yeah, I'll be on the one in front of him. Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys move your positions, and Lena.
I tell him that the so the question is like what they were playing essentially.
If no one lost, how could all gain?
Okay, right. So yeah, I'll just say it's because they were playing music
like for tips.
for
That is what they were doing.
playing music for tips.
I have a tip for you, he says, beaming down at Lena.
Okay.
You might want to stand back a little.
Okay.
Gesturing to the people standing in the 2 squares in front of him.
Okay. So we'll back up a little bit.
Yeah, I was hoping. Yeah, for those there, right
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
I figured.
Yeah.
And you watch as he says, well, it was fun. Most people don't get them all. One of them didn't get any of them right. Not a very good group, that one.
Oh dear.
But you did well. I'm kind of sad that it's over. Will you remember me?
Of course.
Oh, we'll come see you sometime if you really want.
Have you a name, Lodge
Dad.
Automaton?
So Golem.
Dad.
Probably did once, but feels like it's been too long. A riddle for myself, I guess. Now then, be on your way, and you watch as his head all of a sudden goes and lands on the 2 squares in front of him, and his mouth just opens.
Whoa.
Like, what are the animals that can unhinge their jaws? Or like birds?
Pythons.
Snakes.
Python. Yeah. That's the one.
Ooh, okay.
And his mouth basically opens to reveal a door inside where his Adam's apple, I guess,
Yeah.
would be thereabouts.
Okay.
It seems that you have passed the test.
Oh,
Dude,
boy.
I'll do riddle tests all day. I love it. Isaac's good at riddles. I'm actually not, so that was weird.
What? That's baloney. You are good at riddles.
So, assuming you guys would like to go in,
Yes. Yes, I would.
we will leave off there. When we resume next time, we will conclude this leg of the Conatus. Hopefully, maybe the group won't. I don't know. See what other dangers and puzzles and tricks and other things might await our group next time on the Anachroschism.